Hello, hello. How's everybody doing today? So, before I show off anything about the project, we should pick out our Reggie. I'll wait for a few people to get here. So, if you haven't seen it, this is Lincoln's new version of the 10 lines. Yo, what up, 10 Ben? What's up, Proxify? What's up, Kaz and Who? What's up, Hamadine? So yeah, let's search for a Reggie, and then in a few minutes we'll do the preview, and then we'll get going. So this is Lincoln's new version of the 10 lines. I can move the switch 2 thing up just so you guys can see a little better. Move it over to Emerald temporarily. So what we have here is it's got TID, SID. Oh, I realize I'm doing this on my non-ace copy for Registeel. So maybe I can't get it shiny, but so we're going for an Emerald Painting Seed. We're gonna be looking for Static 1. We're gonna be looking for a Legend. Legend? Hello. Did we break it? Lincoln's will instantly break. Emerald Painting Seed. We're going for a Legend. And we're going for Registeel. I don't care about shininess. We'll go with... What's a good nature for Registeel? Yo! Thank you for the 4-1. I appreciate you, June. Everybody show June some Blisy love. Yo, what's up, Michael McNeil? Insta-click love the tile. Thank you, Jem. Appreciate you. What? Okay, whatever. So let's see what we got here. I know Registeel's not great, but it looks like Careful or Impish. So we'll go with I don't think I have an Impish one, so we'll go with Impish. We're gonna need attack, but not special attack. So I'm gonna fill out the IV filters. And we're gonna hit submit. We're gonna get a bunch of different results, 3 different results in this case. Let's see. We're doing Emerald Painting Seed. We're on a Nintendo DS. Let's see what we got. So I think this is 20 minutes or so. We can go back to the searcher, so it's all on one website. Oh, hold on. I think I'm getting a call. It was my car. It was just a thermostat. Whew, I was so nervous about the car. It was just a thermostat. I'm gonna message my wife now as well. Hello, Toothache. It's a 2012 Honda Civic with 125,000 miles. It looks like a complete beater. Because I have bumped into it. I have hit and been hit several times in the car in terms, like, I've backed backed myself into walls before. And, like, I'm not a good driver. So it's an old car. So what I'm trying to say is the outside of the car does not look very good. And so here's the full story about the car. I guess I'll talk about this before I do anything else. The full story about the car is I bought it brand new for $13,000 in 2013. It's a 2012 model, I think. Although I don't know which, it doesn't matter. So it's 125,000 miles, which is actually, you know, reasonable for a Civic. In terms of that old, like, that's not, you know, expect the Civic to break down fully in 3,000. I maintain it, I got the oil changes, I changed the brakes, I changed the tires, etc., right? But, I am not a good driver, so I have been I got rear-ended once, and then the guy drove off, and then I didn't report it to my insurance. Like, this is like 5 years ago, no, more than 5 years ago. It's like 9 years ago is when it happened, because I didn't want my insurance rates to go up, and it was just the bumper only damage. And then I rear-ended a wall, and then I turned right tightly around a pickup truck which had a hard metal step up, and my door went and scraped it, so there's a scratch on it. And then when I was backing out of I backed out of Jeff's driveway over a huge bump that he had for, like a sewage line input, and it ripped my front bumper off, and then I just, like, kind of slapped it back in, and it stuck in. But, mechanically, I've actually never had a single issue with the car before. And it's old. It's 2012. It's over 10 years old now. It's 13 years old now, at this point. And so, I took it to this mechanic for the first time for an oil change like 6 months ago. And he had told my wife multiple times, because my wife had taken her car for an oil change there already twice by the time I took it for one, because I don't drive it anywhere. And she takes it there, and they told her both times, they were like, your car's in really good condition. And my wife has a Chevy Spark. They're like, it's in such good condition. It's really, really good condition. This is a great car. What a good car. I bring my car to them. Okay, and the way it looks, you look at my car and you're like, oh, that's a piece of garbage. The guy gives it back to me after doing the oil change. I just asked for an oil change. The guy goes, I tell you, your car's in good condition. And I was like, I look at him and I go, do you say that to every person? And he goes, what do you mean? And I go, well, you've told my wife's car that. You've told my wife that twice. She has a Chevy Spark. What, my car? And he goes, no, man, listen. He goes, no. He goes, listen. I saw the car pull in, and I thought to myself, oh boy, this is going to be a beater. I'm going to have, and I guess in Michigan, this guy said he's had to tell people multiple times that the car is not considered safe to drive, and they don't want to do work on it because they don't want to fix something and then something else break. And so, like, he has multiple times refused to work on cars. Because so I took this in expecting it to be a beater, and he goes, aside from all of your cosmetic damages, he goes, it looks like he goes, everything looks in order. It looks fine. I don't foresee any problems. And I'm like, oh, cool. And then when I drove the car up to, up very far up north, at Jeff's place, very far up north to Jeff's place, on the way home, as we were, getting on the ferry, the check emission system light came on, and I was like, oh my god. And the check emission system light can be literally anything. I've never had a check engine light, never had a check emission system light or anything like that. And so I got very nervous, has been very nervous the whole time, because that could be the catalytic converter, that could be like leaky hoses, someone like that, something like that. And he basically just told me, he goes, yeah, your thermostat just went bad, which was crazy because the thermostat, my car wasn't signaling that it was overheating. So he just said it was a bad thermostat and it's good to go. So very happy about that. Now, let's continue looking for a Registeel. So we found one that was 20 minutes. What's this one at? This one's 10 minutes. This one might be so good it's just worth going for. Although the seed time... Oh, wait. The seed time on this one is really long, but the advances is small, so I actually don't want to do that. And then what's this one? Seed advances. This one's actually okay. 8-7, whatever seed, 15k advances. We should be able to do that relatively easily. I would be a little nervous about this one having, being too quick, almost. This one might even be better. This one, actually, this one's, but look at this. This one's the optimal one. This is 4k advances for the seed, and then 40k for the regular, which means I'll never overshoot it and I won't have to wait very long at all. This is the one we're going for. We're going for this one. Boop. Okay. Alright. You guys waited patiently. We'll go to the calibration page. We'll handle this in a moment. Let's take a look at what my current project is. I showed this on stream the other day. What's up, Vapid Bullet? So, I'm gonna move this over here. This is, I've edited about 5 minutes of the 20-minute video that's gonna be coming out on this, but this is the newest project that I've got. So right now I haven't changed the dialogue yet because I'm kind of lazy. He says, would you like to fix Emerald's bugged initial seed? If you hit yes, you have to save the game. That's fine. We'll save the game really quick. So if I talk to him, he'll tell me what my current initial seed is. I'll just reset the game. Sometimes there's an error message, but it doesn't mean anything. So we'll see if that shows up today. It didn't show up. So sometimes it shows up. I'm trying to fix it, but I might not fix it before launch, but it's okay. I'm not really concerned. Talk to this guy. Initial seed should be 11. Perfect. Now, that's what you've seen before. The difference is I can do it in quiet areas now, so I can do it where Deoxys is. That was a big bug. But it now comes with a plethora of features. So the first thing is, we're like walking around here, right? You can see, again, the initial seed thing happens. But look, I've got a bunch of Pokemon here. What are these guys? Oh, these are like my competitive Pokemon. Oh, this Rayquaza isn't. It would be nice if you could see the IVs. And if you've ever been to the IV Judge in Emerald, who's down here, you know the IV Judge is worthless if your Pokemon has multiple perfect stats. The IV Judge is like right up here, I think, aren't they? So this guy, talk to him, will be like, you know, what's my Zapdos's IVs? Wonderfully outstanding, that means it's really good. HP. Flawless, a thing of perfection. That does mean it's perfect. That's pretty good intel, right? Let's talk to him again, see what he gives me. Oh, he said special defense. He doesn't always do that. Now, he is skewed towards defense and HP, so maybe we'll get lucky here. Whoa, hold on. This is the luckiest I've ever been with this guy. He usually repeats. Usually he repeats. He just told me all of them. That's crazy. We need special... he repeats usually. I've been scammed by the game that usually scams me. We'll talk to him a couple more times to see that he... I've never had him do one after the other. Okay, he just said special defense twice. You can see. He doesn't... He tells a random stat. He doesn't tell you the stats in a specific order. So he just tells you a random... I don't know why I'm getting so lucky with this guy. But he does just tell you a random stat. He's really bad. And even if he does tell you all of them, you get miraculously lucky. That's pretty slow, right? So now, with this new patch that I've got on, if you hit... I just want you to prove to you that this is a real DS. I'm hitting select and the R button. You'll hear a noise. What did that do? Apparently nothing. But if you view the summary now, it shows you all of Zapdos's IVs. And it shows you actually the whole party's IVs are now like this. So you can see all of their IVs without having to do any calculator or anything like that. Yeah. So there's your whole party. And then when you back out, it's fine again. So if I go back in here, it shouldn't be the IVs anymore. Yeah, exactly. Well, wait, there's more. But wait! There's more. If you hit select and start, this is their EVs. So it shows both of them. Yo, GN, thank you for the $5. Thanks for all your work. I just started learning RNG Manip a week ago, and I already know my 3 SIDs in Leaf Green. W! That's awesome, GN. So these are the EVs the Pokemon has now, and you can see them all. Now, I made it so that you cannot do this in a battle, and I also made it so that you can't, it auto restores after you leave the menu, so the stats don't get whatever. But like, yeah, you could see. Ooh, this is where I'm coming. I love looking at the IVs like this. I love looking at the IVs like this. It's so cool. The first time I was able to successfully do this, I was just scrolling up and down forever. But wait, there's more. I'm a streamer. If you didn't know, or a YouTuber, whatever you want to call it. I want to play my own dang music. So if I was to play this song, you kind of get a mix of the in-game and the playing audio. Or I just have to mute my DS audio altogether, right? Not a great solution either way. But now if you just hit the R button in the overworld, no game audio, but there's sound effects. So you hear all the sound effects, but no music. It's a little eerie, but it lets me play music. I coded everything myself. This is all me. I did this all myself in thumb assembly. So now you can do that. Now, if you want the music back, it's as simple as another R press. Now, the last feature I added, there's two more actually, but one's not in this version of it right now. No, this is e-reader, Kazum. This is all e-reader. Now, if you do the right button plus R, you'll hear a different beat. So let me turn the music off, right? So I'm gonna hit the right button on my D-pad, and I'm gonna hit the R button. What that just did was turned on the infinite repel. Now wild encounters will not happen unless you hit R and right again. What is this? I don't know whose base this is. So it's an infinite repel. I actually don't know if it even prevents sweet scent. I actually don't know if it works with sweet scent. Now the best part of all of this, all of the settings that I made preserve. So we'll go into the overworld here. There's no music, and there's still no encounters. Does it work regardless of the level of your lead Pokemon? It just turns off wild encounter generation. It does not actually function like a repel. And I've actually got something in the video about that. So I'll talk in the video about whether or not I'm gonna rework it to take the level of the wild Pokemon at the front of the party into account. And the last thing is I made it so that you can run indoors, although this version of the patch doesn't have it. So I'm gonna put some of these Pokemon back. Oh yeah, I don't know if Nightbot's here. Knowing Nightbot has not been showing up for their job lately, to be honest with you. So I need an Oddish. Oh, hello. You're level 27, you actually probably don't have it, yeah. It's the... Oh, actually, I use a Tropius in this game, don't I? There you are. Yeah, so I actually don't know if Sweet Scent will work with this off. So, again, I'm actually learning this right now on the fly. So right now, wild encounters are currently disabled. You can't get into any of them. I'm gonna see if Sweet Scent... I don't know if Sweet Scent works. My hunch, based on the code, is it won't work. It worked, okay. So you can use Sweet Scent while wild encounters are disabled. I thought it wouldn't work, but that's okay. Yeah, you know what? Because it's tied to meta tile, right? It's tied to meta tile. It's not tied to anything else. So I just turned it back on. And there we have it. Music comes back. I can... It is... I prefer that it works. I might even keep wild encounters off. So I just turned wild encounters off. Oops. Alright. And now we're going to save the game. And now we're going to go for the Registeel. And I'm going to go to my playlist to play music. While I hear the Emerald sound effects. And this just works. It all just works very good. I'm impressed with myself, to be honest with you. I'm very happy with how clean all this implementation is. So there's going to be a video about how all of these work. There's going to be a video about how all of this works coming out this week. Yeah, it'll be out this week, and I talk about how I did everything. And I also talk about like other parts of the features and how they work. I go more in depth than I just did here, so that's just a little preview. I don't shiny hunt, like, ever. We need an e-reader, or can this be done with Ace? Technically, all of these features could be implemented with Ace. I only wrote an Ace code for the music mute. I didn't write an Ace code for, I didn't write an Ace code for anything else. But really, when you think about what the way I use the e-reader is, it's not very different from arbitrary code execution, because the way that I... Like, the way that I do, like, I'm still executing arbitrary code, it's just my entry point is the e-reader rather than, like, a box name or something. Pablich, there's no reason to have more than one MGBA, in the seed tool, right? So if I click the game here, it says Fire Red, MGBA 10.5, MGBA 10.5. There's literally, like, if you are... there just needs to be one version of this. Like, there cannot be 10 different versions of the Fire Red MGBA 10.5 thing in there. Like, if you're using BizHawk, like, you're a speedrunner, and, like, this tool isn't super designed for you. It's just designed for casual people to be able to do it. Okay. What is... This is not... We're gonna delete that. We're gonna do, like... I don't remember how long I need to take here. Oh, we're actually... And we're gonna be doing wild. I always do Victory Road floor 1. I do not have a lead. Alright. I think we should enter this data into Eon Timer now. So we're going to be doing seed. I'm actually going to preemptively put this to like -33. I didn't make this tool though. Lincoln made it. You could poke Lincoln to be like, hey, can you do this for me? But I do think it will clutter the tool if there's like 100 different versions of MGBA in there. And I think you should never be using a dev. This tool should never have MGBA-dev version in here. It should never happen. Oh, I didn't do a pre-timer. Oops. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I made a couple videos about them, this process of using the e-reader. I imagine the people who want the BizHawk seeds are probably speedrunners. To be honest with you. I've never heard of that emulator being used outside the context of a speedrunner. Hey, get down there. I just closed my... I don't have a problem with emulators. And if we wanted to, we could use the... We could do, And now we could just see the IVs. Golbat, lead, none. So we have 12, 12, 19, 19, 6, 6, 27, 27. We have 6, 6, 6, 6. Wonder if it's a different method. I could have hit wild one. Oh, no! Hold that, please tell me you stayed there. It might not work. The IV calculator might be mad at me, so let's see. Let's see, what do we got here? Hey, 63, 73. This is wild 4. Oh, Lamau. Am I getting wild? Am I getting, Okay, I know what's happening. I bet you if I put, method 1, it shows up. Now I'm really confused, actually. Yeah, there it is. Okay, I was 1 seed late. This happened because I hit method H5, probably, is what I would expect happened here. That's just totally fine. Let's try again. My music just stopped. Yeah, I'm not saying I have a problem with... People aren't saying they have a problem with emulators. Thank you, Joss. Appreciate you. No, unfortunately the e-reader doesn't give access to I only have access to it once the map loads. What are your thoughts on dirty bits when using emulators? What the heck do you mean by dirty bits? I actually don't understand what you're saying to me. Yeah, because otherwise the music would not play at the title screen and such, but I gain control after you hit A on the save file select screen. Gamers, if you're having a good time, there's about 100 of you here, but we only have 38 likes. If you're having a good time, please consider hitting that like button. It's free and it helps me out. Fire Red and Leaf Green do not seed properly on emulators. They simply do not. And so the point of the conversation isn't so much to say emulators are wrong versus emulators are not. It's if emulator players want supports via if emulator players want support if emulator players want support for this tool for you know, Fire and Leaf Greens only, because it works fine in Emerald and Ruby and Sapphire. You guys, the platform just has to be picked. It won't let me submit. Why is that? 24, 24, 27, 27, 13, 13. I guess it just does need to be... Level 36, 106, 27, 31, 21, 31, 30. Why can't I submit it? Hello? I don't know why I broke. This is probably a, this is also probably... I suspect I got Method H5 again. Oh, may I get Method 2? I got Method 4. I was 2 seeds late last time, I was 1 seed late, so we're gonna go like that. Or no. Alright. The e-reader legendary dog ones look like they're from Colo. Yes, that's the point. So yeah, my main point is that it's like, it is unreasonable for this tool that Lincoln made, which supports Fire Red and Leaf Green Emulator now. It is unreasonable to ask people to ask Lincoln to constantly be chucking in multiple different types of emulators here. For which version of emulator you're playing on. So like, what needs to happen is it just needs to stick to one. I don't think BizHawk is very popular. I did not get the Tornadoes, but that's fine. I'll stream it again, either this week or next. Now, if y'all are really having a good time, you're enjoying me trying to get this Registeel. Reminder that I'm trying to get a Switch 2 for when I make someone's World Championship team. We're $200 away. If we get there, I'm making a video where I make the team twice for the World Championship team to see how fast the Switch 2 is compared to the Switch 1. So I'm gonna have to play through Scarlet and Violet 2 full times through the DLC and everything on the Switch and the Switch 2. So if you're looking forward to that type of thing, please let me know and consider donating. But if you don't have to or you don't want to, don't. Like, no high pressure or anything. Oh yeah, Tippy link. Yeah, usually exclamation point Switch 2 will do it, but Nightbot has not been showing up to work, so it's this link if you want to drop a dono. It will be excruciating, and I've got some pretty good leads on whose team. Oh my gosh. The emulator seeds are consistent across different machines, but not different revisions. So like MGBA 10.5 and MGBA 11 are gonna have different seeds. Yo, welcome to Chansey, Stig. I appreciate you. Everybody show some Blisy love to Stig. Yep, and this I'm trying to do this throughout all of July. So if we get the money before July or before July ends, I'll commit to it. So I don't think we're very far away. I have a decent lead on... I have a decent lead on a person who might be able to, would like me to make their team, which is good news. Otherwise... Oh. What's the matter? Well, you need to be up front. I would not ever I'm not Lincoln, but I would not ever support a dev branch in this tool. It's like, it's unstable. Like, you don't know what it is necessarily. Like, it's not, like, I would imagine only official releases are gonna get done in there. And someone would have to make a seed list for that version of BizHawk. Why would that version of BizHawk MGBA core have different seeds than MGBA 11? And why can BizHawk not use... Why can BizHawk not use MGBA... Like, why can't it just use MBA? Can't you just switch to MGBA 10.5 core? Can't you just do that? Isn't it just a different core? I can't believe that's not a song, and that's a sound effect, by the way. Because in Scarlet and Violet, a bunch of very tiny things are songs. Like the Pokemon Center Heal jingle. That's a song. $105, 40, 169, 105, 53, 40. Huh? 40, 169, 105, 53, 40, 63. That was weird. We were one seed early, it looks like. But we're close. Nightbot won't even announce your switch. Oh, it did go up by $5. What the heck? The Tippy alerts are kind of delayed, so it could literally just be a delay. The Tippy alerts always happen, like, a little bit after it happens. I don't use Stream Elements. I don't like Stream Elements. Bad company. Thank you for the $5 from Kazan who says e-reader wizard. Well, there we go. That one's just slow. Wait, did it go up $5 again? That's really funny. Sylvania? It's no specific model, it's just a model I've had for a really long time that I used to play Melee on. Not really anything more than that. Yeah, this has an S-video port. It's very pretty. I'm thirsty. Well, 401766497240. There's no way I was that. Is that really that late? Wow. I was like 4 seeds late. What happened? I've had this TV forever. As far as I understand, As far as I understand, Streamlabs, like, stole a bunch of code, basically. Oops. Oh, I thought you were talking about Streamlabs. I don't know if they're the same thing or not, to be honest with you. Hopefully we can hit the seed soon and then start going for Registeel. I really wish I had the part that enabled running indoors on. Almost hit fly instead of sweet scent. I realized at the last moment my brain finally turned on. I'll never get over the fact that that is a song. Or, not a song, rather. One seed late. Dang. While we wait. I can show off the new boy. Sailor Chomper. He's our new foster. He's a very sweet, precious little guy. Isn't that right, Chomper? He is very sweet. He's very shy. Playing one-handed. He's quick to purr. Whoa, look at that shimmer. My shit must be scaled incorrectly. Poor guy also must have an injury. Look at his tail. His His tail's so short. Something must have happened to him. This is a sweetheart. It's not in his there's not a surgery in his medical record, so they must have got him this way. No, technically, Jack. That's not how it works. You want down? I'll put you back in the thing. I mean, you can go wherever you want, buddy, but... the way the RNG works is that it just does... The RNG is, you know, 4.2 billion states in size. So, like, anything on different seeds, you know, it's available on seed 0. It just takes a really long time. It could literally be years. But you'd get to it eventually. Think of the initial seeds as think of it as like a clock, and the initial seed and the clock is all 4.2 billion RNG units, right? An analog clock is all 4.2 billion. Is every tick of the second hand is one of the 4.2 billion 32-bit RNG states. The initial seeds just change the starting point of the second's hand to one of those spots, basically. Now, there's only 65,535 initial seeds, so you cannot start at any arbitrary 32-bit number. But yeah, that's pretty much how it works. Like, simplified, I guess I would say. You've heard through the grapevine that certain spreads are not available on static encounters. Can you explain that too, please? The way, like, what that is, basically, is the fact that there is more nature... There is more nature... I'm trying to explain this properly. Each RNG state, so right, like I said earlier, there is 4.2 billion RNG states, right? And what is an RNG state insofar as a static encounter, right? Let's not talk about wild, let's talk about static. Insofar as a static encounter, an RNG state only comprises of two different things. The Pokemon's personality ID, which is nature, gender, shininess, and ability. And then IVs is the other half of the RNG state, right? And so each RNG state equals one Pokemon, basically, right? So there's only 4.2 billion spreads in the entire game. But there's more than 4.2 billion IV and nature combinations. There's like 15 billion or something like that. If you do the math to figure out how many different possible IV combos can exist with every single nature. And so there's way, way more than there exists in the game. And so it's just a consequence of the fact that the RNG state is smaller, basically, than the possible combos. The reason 4.2 billion was chosen was because it wasn't chosen. It's just 8 bytes, basically. Really, what it is. Or it's 4 bytes, excuse me, not 8. We were 1 seed late. I don't want to adjust. Oh my gosh, I know what the problem is. Oh no, I am on Undead slot 2. Okay, I don't know what the problem is. Now, this doesn't apply. This applies to... This technically applies to wild But it doesn't matter because almost all wild Pokemon are breedable, and it does not apply to breedable Pokemon. The solution to this is not needing a 64-bit game. It is needing to uncouple the link between personality ID and IVs, and that's what eggs do. So any Pokemon that can be bred does not have this problem, because the way the game generates it is at first it generates the Pokemon's personality ID and then it locks it. And it generates that when the old man says that he has an egg. That's when the personality ID is generated, right? So when the egg shows up in the old man's hands, that's when the PID is there. Then you could save the game and reset. And when you receive the egg from him, the IVs only are generated. And so because those two things are not linked, there is a limitless number of combinations between nature and IVs there, and you can get every single possible spread. What's up, Pedro? What's up, Yoelio? That's a hard name to say. It's a hard, Yeah, no problem, Jack. I do have a video on it. Con is amazing. Hugs from Brazil. Well, hello from Michigan, America. I always get surprised of, international viewers. So it's very cool to hear someone from Brazil. How come it's not 4 and 27 if the nature you want is unavailable? It is available? Because if the nature combo that you want is available, those other spreads, they don't exist. They are not contained within the game. They are not, I don't consider them on the table. It is literally a 1 in 4.2 billion, or 2 or 3 or whatever, based on how many of those spreads exist within the chain. Because there are plenty of IV and nature combos that exist multiple times, and there's some that don't, right? And so that's what leads to the rarity. It's not actually, the way I calculate it whenever I talk about this, is it's not actually based on statistics. Did I just hit the exact same one? Okay, that's insane. So it's not actually, it's not like necessarily based on statistics. It's based on, if you search in Pokefinder for a nature and IV combo, how many of that nature IV combo exist? And then the amount of nature and IV combo that exist is the 1 in X, the X in 4.2 billion how amount, basically, if that makes sense. By the way, gamers, if you're enjoying the stream, there's 130 of you in here, but only 70 likes. If you're having a good time, please consider liking the stream. It's free. It helps me out. It says to YouTube, hey, this is a pretty good stream. And if you want to help me out with a little bit of money, you can consider becoming a channel member. It's only $1.99 a month. It is 1/3 the price of a Twitch sub, and YouTube gives me a bigger cut than Twitch does. I'm a one-person operation, small content creator, and you can see, if you don't want to do a monthly donation or anything like that, you could drop a single dono on my Tippy stream link. You could type !switch2, and you could donate towards my switch2 funds. It's trying to get a switch2 before July ends. And that's because when I make a person's team for the World Championship, for the Pokemon World Championship, I want to make it twice and compare the speed of the Switch 2 to the Switch 1 to see if buying the Switch 2 is going to actually be pay to win for building a team for competitive Pokemon. So I think we'll get a pretty good video out of it if we can get the 450 funded up. We're less than 200 bucks away as well, which is very cool. And if you can't donate, you don't want to donate, no pressure, no anything like that. I just appreciate you. I have to plug it. This is how it works. I would say you're a middle class hitting 100K almost. Oh, like in terms of content creator size. I don't know. I feel like that's more like 1 million at this point. I am proud of what I've achieved. Do not misunderstand. I'm hoping to hit 100K by the end of the year. I'm going to be actually asking people to subscribe in my videos, which I almost never do. Yeah, it goes right along with income for 10 passing. Why can't I hit this seed? I'm like constantly skewing late. I'm gonna adjust it one more, but I really don't want to. Do I play Persona? Nope, never have. I don't want to say never will, but yeah, I never have. What is the silliest mistake you've made because of some obscure fact that you were not aware at the time for an RNG manip that I've done? Interesting. I think the most obscure thing that I've encountered was for Entei and Coliseum, which I didn't know. I never figured it out, and I only learned because someone told me. Basically, I went to RNG manip Entei and Coliseum multiple times using Blink, and like 2 or 3 times consecutively, I was 5 frames late. And 5 frames is, or I don't know if it's 5 or 4. I think it's 4. I was the amount of frames late that that a like special intro animation has when it plays. I was the exact same time, but at the same time, Entei doesn't have that intro. So I didn't understand why I was constantly like 4 or 5 frames late, whatever it was, right? I did not understand at all. I couldn't figure it out. I had no clue. And so eventually, my next RNG attempt, I just aimed 4 frames early just because it happened to me 3 times in a row, so it was consistent. And then on that 4th attempt, Entei died. And I just decided, you know what? I fucking hit my target. And I just captured Entei in the post game, and it was shiny. And I found out several months later that what the problem was is that there's like a friendship check for in that game that occurs every it occurs basically if the friendship check triggers, it's like it advances 1 frame for every Pokemon in your party that's getting the check or whatever it is. It's something like that. I don't remember the actual specifics. You could see a post about it in my Discord, I'm sure. And what was happening was most Pokemon in Coliseum are usually like they're close enough to a save, or like there's other interference going on where you don't notice the advances that would happen. Entei's in a quiet area and is also a far enough walk where you're able to like trigger that repeatedly and then also notice something weird's going on. And so that would, I guess that's the biggest like mistake that was happening, because I was just repeatedly, like I was literally doing like, I was just doing the exact same thing like 3 or 4 times consecutively. I'm am I really just like skewing late again? Never heard about RNG until I found your videos. I really love the ones where you take VGC teams and get them step by step. I'll start playing after Worlds. Very awesome, N. Yep. I am going to be working on another one of those in August, hopefully. Shiny Manaphy in Diamond Pearl Platinum. I traded between my Pearl and my Platinum because I knew the shiny lock, but I forgot it was both had the same cute charm, so they had the same TIDS ID. That's really funny. Can RNG manipulation be used to fix the 0 IV bug for legendary beasts? No. I've been to 2 in-person events. I went to the Hartford Regionals in 2023, which is actually where I met Bugsy, whose team I made for Worlds last year. They're very cool. And the reason I don't go more often is it's expensive to travel. And I'm not like a hardcore player, I guess, right? Like I like laddering, Like, I like booting up the in-game ladder. And, like, laddering to Master Ball and trying to get good on the ladder, but I'm never so serious that I want to enter tournaments. Because I just don't like VGC as much as I like Smogon singles, yeah. I'll probably go to one if there's one nearby. I actually should have tried to go to the Milwaukee Regionals. It's close enough to me. It's really only like 4 or 5 hours from me. So I should have tried to go. I could have driven there, or I could have tried to take the ferry. The switch2 tag is for that Tippy stream link, Sagegami. Like I said, we're talking about the teams that I make for the World Championship. What I'm trying to do is get a switch2 before the end of July. And I want to be able to use it to make a team twice for the World Championship to compare the speed that it would take the switch2 versus the switch1. To build an in-game competitive team and see if that makes it pay to win to have a Switch 2. So if you want to donate, you could donate any amount. You don't have to. Don't feel pressure or anything like that. But yeah, we are like only 190 bucks away. So we're on Seed finally. Oh my lord. Finally, we are on Seed. It's super long. It's probably like a 3-hour ferry or something like that. I actually don't know how my patch will work with the Battle Frontier. Yeah, it looks like it worked. It's the normal save dialogue. Ah. Excuse me. Thank you. I have seen them publish. Thank you for the bless you. Appreciate you all. The Battle Frontier is based on Tokunoshima and the boat to the frontier that comes to Kanoya, Kagoshima Prefecture, or Nagasaki, so likely overnight. I watched too many Japanese ferry vids. That's cool. I would love it if you just attacked me. Is it possible to use a battle video to get a frame close for... No. What determines the seed from the painting? What determines the seed from the... What determines the seed from a painting is how many times the game has rendered the video screen. That is what has done it. So it's actually got nothing to do with, like, the RNG moving frames. What does my patch do? Well, like, observe here. There's no music. So I can play things. There's other things as well. It fixes Emerald's initial seed. What are we doing here? Right, we're trying to lose a match in the facility. Because if we lose a match here, we'll be able to... Well, I could win too, technically, but if we lose here, we'll be able to make a battle record. And once we make a battle record, we're closer to the Registeel. So many ROM hacks, great and small and little. Well, this is not a ROM hack. This is on my real DS, on my real copy of Emerald version. So it's not a ROM hack because it's a RAM hack, if you want to call it anything. Well, I assumed this Tentacruel would be able to kill me, and it's just not attacking me for some reason. Well, Volcarona's not in the Gen 4. Oh, the subway. Okay. I was like, wait. I was like, what? The Volcarona's not a Gen 4 Pokemon. What's going on here? You're putting Volcarona in the game? I don't think anybody wants that. Well, these are rented Pokemon. I also don't think the Toxic Orb exists in this game. Isn't that a Diamond and Pearl item? Like, Swellow would be so good if Toxic Orb could exist in this. Swellow would be like a vastly... it would still be pretty bad because Sand Chip and stuff, but it would be a vastly improved Pokemon. It'd probably be banned from UU, if it's not. Oh, why? Okay, well. We're in for the long haul, baby. Yeah, I mean, Twitter is not a place you want to be, you know? I would say. It's not a place I want to be. Donphan, bro, what's your fucking damage, brother? This guy's got problems. And it's about to be me. Why? It has Earthquake! What the hell? He knows what to do. Time waster 9,000. Yeah, that's literally what's happening. Does anybody know why Donphan's doing this to me? Is that his second or third turn? I'm gonna click Infuse Ray. Please, bro. Ugh. I have to just hope. Please click Earthquake or... Please. Please, 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 please. Okay, thank God. Oh my lord. I don't think it... Does it faint? It's close to fainting here if it doesn't. I needs to faint or else I'll lose my mind because it'll rest again. Oh my God. What is this? What is this? What is this fresh hell I've been put into? I'm literally gonna run out of the only attacking move I have, and it's not gonna stop clicking rest. How's everyone doing? Awful. The Don fan has used rest like 6 consecutive turns. Help. Help! I think the confused race strategy is the way. Agent power is not that bad in this gen. Yeah, it's not a good Pokemon move though. Okay, okay, it'll faint. Oh, and this moveset is not good. Modern Great Tusk. Oh, hello. This person is Beast Pokemon. The Don fan used drawn so many times it hit me in the real world. That was crazy. I feel like a quarter of the time spent on this stream was literally this battle. By the way, gamers, there's about 130 of you here, but we still don't even have 100 likes. If you're having a good time, you're enjoying me lose my mind to a resting Don fan, consider hitting the like button. It's a free way to help out the stream. It is so hot in this room. Alright, so right now what we're going to do is check where on the seed we are. We're going to do that by going from 0 to 30,000, because I don't think I'm farther than that. We're going to delete all these puppies. We're just going to set this to 700. We are going to do seed plus minus 0, because we know we're on seed. Yeah, that's it. Does this way of saving mean you don't change the seat? No, what? What are you talking about? Yeah, it's really warm in my office because we have to keep the door closed because of the foster kitten. We're at around 15k. It usually is around 15k. We're gonna subtract 268. We're also gonna subtract. So we're at 14,3. We're at 14,368, and we are aiming for advance 40196. So we need to do 25,000 more advances. We'll subtract... I don't even need to subtract 5,000 for that, honestly, plus. Because what we'll do is, because we just do the weight in the, Battle Frontier. Which is convenient. I do want to check something. They're all good. No, it doesn't matter the length of the video. It's just the seed at the start of the video that the game sets the seed to the battle record seed at the start of the video and never reverts it. Okay, so we're gonna just subtract this by like... I could do as low as like 1,500. We'll do like 2k just to be safe. So we're gonna do 23828. So let's save the game here first. Using runaways, Emerald exclusive and battle videos, viable combo for fast runaway hunts. I mean, yeah, you don't need to use the battle. The way you do it if you're gonna do a battle record runaway hunt is you open the battle record at the start of a session. So when you want to start hunting the Pokemon, or here's how I'll lay out the whole process. I should also do level 50. So the way it works is you do runaways for however long you want to do that. And then at the end of the runaway session, when you're done doing your runaways for the day, you're just like, oh, I'm done today. You go and you make a battle record and save it. And then the next time you want to start doing your runaway hunts, you open the battle record at the start of the hunting session. He's good too. You open your battle record at the start of the hunting session. You only need to open it once. That's it. And then after that, you do your runaway hunts as normal. And then at the end of that session, you make a new battle record and you just rinse and repeat over and over. And that's how you do the battle record hunt. If you get my seed patch, you just won't need to do it. I just fixed the initial seed problem to begin with, so. It's like a way to just shiny hunt. So now we have 325 seconds to wait. How is everybody doing? Let me go get the kitten. I know where he is.
Kitten.
Oh. Here's the little guy. Put you on my lap. My headphones on. It was up, David SP. Thank you to whoever typed exclamation point switch2. The Nightbot thing does not work. No, do not go anywhere. The Nightbot command doesn't work. It's just a link to this dono where I'm trying to get a Switch 2, get some fundings for a Switch 2 before the end of July. If I get enough money donated through the Tippy stream, I will. Oh, excuse me. I will use it to buy a Switch 2. Which I will then use for the World Championship team building video. I will make whoever's team I'm making twice, and I will compare to see how fast or slow Scarlet and Violet is for team building on the Switch 2 versus the Switch 1. That is the video concept here. He's so sad looking. Look at his poor little tail. What happened to your... I can't see it. What happened to your little tail, bud? Little nubbins. My poor guy. Can you ask? Just ask a question. Don't ask about asking questions. No, don't worry about it, me, Carl F. No worries. I love your videos so much. I recently found my first shiny GBA game, so I'm gonna figure that SID out soon. Barry W. Shadow Trainer Sharon. Congratulations. So I was RNG manipulating on a Journal Emerald version, and I had my RNG stuck. I always got a Wormhole level 2. Is that normal? Well, yeah, Emerald's RNG is broken on all revisions. Yeah, but I don't recommend using a GB operator or anything like that. Because it's hacking. I don't generally encourage hacking. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but yeah, I don't. You can't raid den, not regular raid. I thought we were talking about the thing. Tips for raid den? I don't know, raid den is like it's pretty much a skillless, easy RNG. I would say the biggest thing is patience, because you often have to do a lot of resets. What's up, Colin? How you doing? It's hot. You don't need a shiny to shiny hunt in Emerald. What are you talking about? You're itchy? Is that what's happening here? I think his ear is really itchy. The seed has nothing to do with whether or not you have a shiny Pokemon. Are you mixing up seed and secret ID? He's purring. Chomper's very sweet. He's very shy, very nervous though. You can find your secret ID at the start of the game using arbitrary code execution or by catching your own shiny. Pretty much the only way is. Oh man, he is itchy. You're itchy too. He's so shy and nervous. It's so sad. He's so sweet too. Right, Chomper? You sweet little Chomper. Yeah, we're only having him for 10 days. We are only having him for 10 days skis. He's about 2 months old, I think. Just a baby. I use audio cue. Oh. You say so? What do you mean if I say so? Well, he's just a foster. No, we will not foster fail him. There's a chance we get... He's very sweet. There is a chance we get a second kitten for Semolina. I don't think it's 0. But I don't know. 3 cats in a 2-bedroom house feels like a lot, you know? Might do a 3rd cat when we get a bigger place. On a scale of 1 to how has the stream been so far? Well, there's been no uns because Registeel has not been observed yet. Well, Semolina hasn't... We only got him last night. Semolina hasn't met him yet. They're gonna meet today when Amanda gets home. We'll have supervised meeting time. She knows he's there because she, like, hits under the door and is like, I know a cat's here. You need at least 1 bedroom per cat. Saffron takes up so little space that I don't think it'd be unreasonable to do 3 cats in this place, but I don't want to do it. It's not even about the cats, it's really more about, like, where would we put the second litter box? We wouldn't, if we got a 3rd cat, we wouldn't have room to foster kittens. Again, which we want to keep fostering them. I opened the stream and saw a cat right away. Yeah, this is Chomper. He's a little sweetie. Now, as far as I know, Colin, we don't get to name them. They just come with the name. To me, he looks like a Dave. I would name him David. If he was a foster. Look how tubby he is. He's got, like, the really wide, hidden chubbos, gassy belly. I grew up having 3 cats pretty much repeatedly. Look at how sweet this guy is. You're so sweet. Sweet baby. Sweet baby. Orange cars are always the most affectionate ones. He is a sweetie. Oops. This is how you advertise them for home. The kittens usually go to a cat cafe. that the place that the boss I'm flatlining. What the fuck is this called? The Humane Society owns a cat cafe where people can come to adopt cats. And so you are one of the kittens we fostered, Semolina's sister. Semolina's sister, Raven, went to the cat cafe and literally got adopted the next day. My window needs to be like a pixel bigger or smaller or something. The shimmer is crazy. Bro, how do I fix this? Is this happening on the... Oh, I give up. I'm gonna put you down, buddy. No. Like, if you have Emerald on a... If you have Emerald on a GBA, it cannot trade with Emerald on a DS, because the DS doesn't have any way to get, like, a link cable going. I don't know if it has, like, any of the GBA IO ports other than the buttons. Alright, it's Registeel time. Okay. So now... we are aiming for... We're gonna method 1. Look, my events are in here, by the way. Isn't that cool? My Entei Raikou and stuff. Isn't that pog? Oh, I don't remember... Is it just A? Okay, it is. Lincoln is in fact the GOAT. Lincoln, they're known to be goated. You know, I bet I could make a, I don't know how useful it would be, but I could make a feature of this this card that you see the stats of the enemy Pokemon once they're in the battle. Like, it just puts it into your party or something like that. I could probably do something like that if I really wanted. I know I could, actually. I know exactly how I could do it. It would save a large quantity of time, I'll tell you that. It's almost like too cheap, though. Another question about the battle video. Do you need it to win or can you lose? You can lose. I usually lose, actually. If I have a proper setup, I have multiple Pokemon with Explosion, and I go into the battle tower, and I just click explosion 3 times consecutively, just to, and you could, I think that you will always lose that way, or you'll always win that way, No, you'll always lose that way, basically. But sometimes you can end up winning if the enemy Pokemon kills himself in some other stupid way. Or, like, has damp. Let's see if we can check here. So we'll do, So now we... Oh my god! Truly a terrible Registeel. Oh my lord. And it's naughty. So I hit this when I was aiming for... Uh-oh, have I fucked up? I might have irreparably fucked up. I might be goobed. Oh, I'm close, actually. I'm not that far late. Let's see. Advances. Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. So. Is it 653? What did I hit? I hit 40849 minus this. 653. Oh, hey, chill. Oh, 2. Alright, we'll try again. How can I learn the techniques you use to make the patches? I mean, once the video is out, the source code is going to be public. And then you can just ask me questions about what I was doing. It's the same exact thing. It's really not very different than the technology I used to make the fire red and leaf green seed dumping thing, where it can put the seeds into the unused save file. I'm using that a lot. I'm like drunk or something. I just like was not paying attention at all. I might have to zip you up in here, buddy. It is getting to be too hot in this room. I have to open the door. I'm literally gonna die. My codes are all only for a English e-reader. Yeah, this is not arbitrary code execution. This is the Nintendo e-reader by Blisy. I'm doing Blisy things. Doing classic Blisy shenanigans. That's like one late probably. If you look at the IVs like that. So let's set this to, here, we'll set this to my, like, target plus -5, right? We'll go up to, like... Wait, wrong side. Go down to 0, go down to 0, we'll go down up to 200. Now what we'll do is we will do any nature. Hit submit. And what are we? Are we calm? Calm. Yep, 526. So that was literally 1 early. I have Pokerus in my party. Because my battery is dead, once I got Pokerus once, it never stopped existing. So, like, all of my team has Pokerus. Pokerus doesn't exist as of Scarlet and Violet, I think. I think it was in Sword and Shield. But I'm not 100. It was killed in either Sword and Shield or Scarlet and Violet. I can't remember. I only go to events I can drive to, but I don't like the competitive drive to spend money on cards like Yu-Gi-Oh! It stinks! Well, in Gen 9, you can just buy vitamins and use feathers that you've picked up. Yeah, I rarely do actual EV training anymore. I've done it once in Scarlet and Violet, because they also really, they also, like, buffed the crap out of the power items. Although I'm pretty adamant that you don't need them anymore. Some people like doing them, and maybe it's better to not grind money and then to use the power items once, but I don't know. It was the same one. Impish, I believe. Yo, if y'all are having a good time, please consider donating to my switch2 cause. I'm trying to get switch2 by the end of July, and if I do, I will make the team I make for World Championships twice. Once on the Switch 2, once on the Switch 1, and I'll compare the speed of the Switch 2 to the Switch 1 to see how fast the Switch 2 makes things and if that makes it pay to win for competitive Pokemon. I don't remember anything being affordable recently. Yo, eggs at my local Aldi were only $2.72. If you're having trouble with groceries, go to fucking Aldi, people. If you got an Aldi near you, start shopping there. That shit is insane. They were dirt cheap. Bashful. This is 2/22/11. It's too early. I'm skewing early by like literally one or two. Don't forget your Aldi quarter. My wife literally has like a little thing on her backpack. I've never even heard of grocery outlet. Is this like a West Coast thing? Where are Hoosiers? Is that Wisconsin? I've heard of Hoosier before. Indiana. They're Indianans. Okay, I see. That's what I think, Pengas. But I still get pushback whenever I do the item printer stuff. There are people who tell me that grinding money from, like, raids is better than the item printer. Okay, so actually, I remember getting into a big argument with the person about this. I agree. They're just wrong. I get a lot of people in my videos who comment that they just tell me the way I've done things are wrong, and I'm like, I guarantee you it is not. You literally showed up right when some Taz music played. We have 2 coming up. We have main theme of Etherseed and Belligerence Limit from, whatever it was. Amnesty. They think raids are more efficient for getting stuff. I think they're delusional. I think the GBA internet stuff is doable for if you're doing the wireless adapter, probably. The wireless adapter is way more tolerant than the link cable, because the link cable expects data very frequently, very quickly, and if it doesn't get the data, it's not happy about it. Whereas the wireless adapter basically has a waiting mode. But the wireless adapter is not supported on, like, every game, basically. The wireless adapter only communicates, like, when it needs to. Yeah, it doesn't exist in Ruby and Sapphire. I got the all gold symbols a long time ago, yeah. Oh, I think this is it. Nope. Bashful. Is this one late? Oh my gosh, there's a bashful one late. Oh. I think Amanda's home. Hold on a second. Yeah, and I think one of the reasons is because I think the wireless adapter, like, doesn't send info in real time, right? It's only sending info when it needs to send the info. Whereas the link cable, by its nature, is sending information all the time. And so, like, the wireless adapter having a wait mode like that, like, I think the strategy of getting it to work over the internet could be, like, decent in terms of, like, the concept you need to do is basically, like, you have it interact, the wireless adapter or like a spoofed wireless adapter interact with like a computer program, and the computer program just constantly sends the waiting command that the game would be expecting. And I would expect that like if a device like this was made, like you only would be, it would only be like, I know for sure you can get wireless adapter to work with the Raspberry Pi Pico, I'll tell you that, Shao. And to spoof it anyway. And like all you need to do is have it send the wait signal over and over again, but it would depend on what the game is, right? So like it would, the whatever game you're typically, like if someone made it and they made it work for Emerald version, it might not even work for Fire Red. You'd have to literally get like specific settings for every single game because they all are probably expecting different signals at different times. And there it is. And you can see the IV checker in action. 31, everything except special attack. We can look at the regular stats. We can take a look at the EVs. Zero EVs, of course. But that's it. That's the Registeel. That wasn't so bad. An hour and a half. With a lot of doinking around. I will put the wild encounters back on. Alright. Well, I appreciate everyone who tuned in today. Watched the Registeel, watched me showcase this new feature set that I've been working on, and I appreciate everybody who donated today. Appreciate that. We are only $190 away from the Switch 2, so I'm very excited about that. I think you guys will help me be able to get one by the end of the month. You're all very awesome, and I'll see you tomorrow for another stream. Thank y'all. Bye.